Hey everybody, welcome back to an episode of The 3 Count. I'm War Machine MJ, and I'm here today to talk about the Go Home Show 2 Elimination Chamber, also known as Friday Night Smackdown. So, yeah, this is going to be pretty much a quickie episode. So, let's go ahead and get started, shall we? We kicked off the show with a moment of bliss with Blissy Baby, Alexa Bliss, and of course, Wifey Cross, of course, Nikki Cross. As they, well, not only did they run down who was going to be inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame this year, run down as in list off, not run down as in, well, you know what I'm talking about. They also, in a throwaway line, essentially challenged the Kabuki Warriors at Mania for the Women's Tag Team Championship, which is probably going to be ignored. Anyway, yeah, their special guest was the NWO, Hall, Nash, and Six Pac. No Hogan, because who cares about Hogan? I don't. I don't care about Hogan. He could just go fuck off. Anyway, let's get back to the segment. It's kind of cringy at best. I mean, yeah. The best part of this segment, other than, of course, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, was Six Pac. Oh, he was on fire. Him and Nash were both on fire. Of course, they asked the awkward questions. You know, the first one Nikki Cross asked, she asked Sean Waltman, she's like, well, what do we call you? Do we call you X-Pac, or do we call you Six? And then he laughs because her gorgeous accent made it sound like she said, well. And then Alexa Bliss asked Kevin Nash, what'd you tell Roman when he asked about Goldberg? And he said, well, you know, you're going to need two things when you face Goldberg. A cattle prod and Scott Hall. Of course, Scott Hall, most of this segment was, ha 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 ha. So he realized he was cheesy as well. Yeah. We were mercifully saved from this by Shinsuke Nakamura, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn. You know, I would call them the Circle of Jerks, but that belongs to Chris Jericho's Inner Circle. The trio of dickheads, I guess. Yeah, those three guys basically were well, Sami Zayn, who does most of the talking, was insulting the NWO. You know, just kind of backhand complimenting them. Talking about how Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, the IC title was important to their career. And Six Pac just carried their bags. Of course, damn it! I forgot the joke, but Kevin Nash essentially called Sami Zayn. I think he said Seth Rogen after 2 days at the gym or something like that. To which Scott Hall just went, ha 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 ha! I heard that. I was here. I heard that. But yeah, Six Pac, he was ready to square up. He was ready to fight because he's fleet-footed. He's like, come on, let's go then. What's up? You know, that's some hood words for come on, let's go. You want to fight? Let's fight. What's up? Of course, Sami Zayn thought better of it. He's like, no. These old timers aren't going to get a rub from us. So then cue Braun Strowman, who was ambushed by Cesaro, and he was dealt with. Then he was ambushed by Nakamura, who was dealt with. And then Sami Zayn in the ring, trying to get away from Strowman and the NWO winds up using Alexa Bliss as a hostage until he escapes, and Braun Strowman 2 sweets with the NWO. That's it. Hooray. Okay, that was later on the show. All right. There was a backstage segment where, yeah, they seem to be setting up an Elias Baron Corbin or King Corbin feud for Mania. Whoop-de-doo. At least Elias isn't getting trounced by Cena this year, as the rumors suggested. There was also another backstage segment where Daniel Bryan throws down the gauntlet to Drew McIntyre for not Drew McIntyre, shit, wrong Drew Gulak for a match at Elimination Chamber, which has happened at the time of this recording, but no spoilers. Next, we had Naomi and Lacey Evans taking on Bayley and Sasha Banks. Yeah, not much of a match. It was somewhat entertaining, but Bayley and Banks got the victory afterwards. Well, after we came back from a commercial, basically, Bayley and Bliss were not Bayley. Damn it, Bayley and Banks were talking about, oh, we're just going to skip WrestleMania, go straight to the Hall of Fame, because they're role models. So yeah, looks like Bayley ain't doing nothing for Mania, or so we think. Next, we had Sheamus taking on Apollo Crews. Of course, beforehand, Apollo Crews was getting ready in Gorilla when he was interrupted by Shorty G, who he's just become a nuisance, man. That overly positive attitude, that's just annoying. Because basically what he said was, hey, Apollo, I know you and me want to deal with Sheamus in our own different way, but we both have the same end goal, and that's to beat Sheamus. So if you need me, I got your back. Apollo Crews just kind of brushed him off like, get off me, nerd. And yeah, that led to this match, and Apollo wound up getting, some offense in. He had Sheamus on the ropes for most of this match, but one brogue kick turned in Sheamus' favor, and he got the victory over Apollo Crews. Next, we had Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville defeating Carmella and Dana Brooke in a quick match. Next, we got a new episode of Firefly Funhouse, where Bray is decorating his wall of friends. He's taking down all of his friends, and it's just photos of him and John Cena, or him and Cena. No, it's just Cena. My bad. My brain can't brain today. Anyway, yeah, he basically pitched the question. He's just like, do you know why I want to face you, Cena? And then Ramblin' Rabbit lays all the cards on the table. He basically said, because Bray Wyatt got beat by John Cena at Mania, he's just devolved into this seething mass of insanity. Bray Wyatt's just like, yeah, that's true. But if it wasn't for John Cena, we would have never gotten the Firefly Funhouse, so Bray Wyatt forgives. However, The Fiend doesn't forgive. He's going to make sure that John Cena rue the day that he and Bray Wyatt cross paths. Let me in. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And for the last half hour of the show, or for the last hour and a half of the show, we had tag team gauntlet match for last entry in the tag team elimination chamber. It was between all the tag teams involved in this match. And Yeah, the first chunk of it was long drawn out. Then the second two matches, wait, one, two, three, four, five. Yeah, five matches. The first two matches, long drawn out. The the next two matches, quick, and then the last match, took a bit of story building. So we kick things off with Heavy Machinery taking on the New Day. Of course, yeah, Heavy Machinery got the win over the New Day with the compactor on Big E. So they advance. Next was Lucha House Party, and well, as good as Lucha House Party is, they got flattened by Heavy Machinery. Next came the Usos, which the Usos were beating circles around them until Tucker got a roll up on one of the Usos. They don't bother naming them, and I can't keep up with them. Next, we had Miz and Morrison stepping up to the plate. Tucker got a roll up on Morrison for the 1-2-3, and yeah, Miz and Morrison not being happy about being eliminated, they beat down Tucker, and then tried to put Otis out of commission. Next came Dolph Ziggler and Rob Roode, who would just pick the bones, and they beat the hell out of Tucker for most of the match while Otis tried to recollect himself. Otis got in, and yeah, he was running. He was running house. Running house. He was destroying everything. Again, brain can't brain today. He was destroying everybody in his wake. Of course, Dolph Ziggler got a blind tag, and when Otis wasn't looking, bam, blasted him with a super kick for the win. Ziggler and Rude would enter the Elimination Chamber last. So it was definitely star-making performance for Heavy Machinery, but mostly it was for Otis. So that's fantastic, and yeah, that's it for Smackdown. So that being said, if you miss Rod's opinions but not his face, he has a podcast where you can hear him but not see him. It's called Prime Talk with Rodimus Prime on the Castbox app. Go check him out. He talks sports. He's probably going to be talking Elimination Chamber. Go check him out. All right, he tries. Oh, okay, I can't be a dick about it. He tries. Like I see him with his notes, and he doesn't just make notes for these shows. He also makes notes for his podcast because he talks about all the other wrestling he watches. So yeah, go check him out. You guys probably like listening to his opinions, his unfiltered opinions. So that being said, I'm War Machine MJ of the 3 Count Mafia, and I'll see you guys next time.